Hello, Cece. How are you?
I'm great, teacher. How are you?
Good. Did you have a good Saturday today?
Um, yes.
Yeah. Hey, Cece, what city do you live in? I asked you before, but I forget.
I don't live in this, but my cousin live.
Oh, you're at your cousin's?
Yes.
What city is that?
Outreach.
Okay. Oh, you're in Germany, Cece?
No, I'm in Vietnam,
Oh, you're in Vietnam, yeah.
but my cousin live in this.
Okay. What city in Vietnam are you in? Ho Chi Minh City or Hanoi?
No, my city is far from Ho Chi Minh City.
Oh, okay. And is it the weather really hot there today?
Yes,
Yeah.
it's very hot.
Okay. It got a little bit cooler today, but not a lot. It gets cooler slowly in Hiroshima. So I'm looking forward to it getting very cold. Uh, all right, let's see. Hey, Dot, are you there? Is Dot here? Hello, Dot.
Yes,
Hey, Dot, how are you?
I'm fine.
Hey, Dot, I gave you some homework help. All right.
Yes,
It's,
thanks.
it's, it's it sounds better in a paragraph form if you want. Okay. But you have some good verbs. You have she electrified her voice. It's pretty cool, Dot. So thank you for that. All right. Let's see. How about Fam? Are you there, Fam?
Yes,
How are you today, Fam?
I'm fine.
Yeah. And what city do you live in, Fam?
I live in Phan Rang.
Yeah. Is the weather really hot or is it cool?
Hot.
Oh, hot also, yeah. When you say hot, is that 35 degrees or 36 degrees?
36.
Oh, yeah, that's hot. I think Hiroshima was about 33 today in West Japan. So I'm happy with that. It means it's getting cooler. So I'm happy. I want the weather to get cooler. Okay. All right, you guys, we're waiting for some more students. I just want to get your writing samples here. Let's see if we have about one more minute till all the other students begin coming. So I want to see if CC, would you like to read your sample for today?
Yes, teacher.
Okay. So we have CC and Fam and Nguyen Tao. All right. Okay, we have Tao there. Let's see. We'll find the folder for tonight, Saturday night, August 24th. And our first person will be CC. And more students are coming. So we'll start slowly. Because it's only nine. It's in Vietnam it's 7:29, and so in Japan it's 9:30 at night. So we'll start with CC's story, if that's okay. Hello, Fam. Hello, Dodd. Hello, Min. Min just joined us. Hello, Min. How are you?
Hello.
Min, are you good?
Yes,
Yeah. How are you today?
I'm fine.
Good, good. What did you do today, Min?
I'm going to play.
You went to play? What did you play? What kinds of things did you play?
Um, play music.
What what is it, Min?
Uh, yeah, Market Square.
Oh, Market Square, yeah. So in some of the stories I saw, the students like to go to the market. So that's really good to put into your writing because then you can describe interesting verbs. What remember vivid verbs for the marketplace. Like you could say, I pedaled my bicycle to the marketplace. I rushed into the sweets area. My friend and I devoured sweets. You can use really good action verbs there, vivid verbs, interesting verbs. All right. How about Draffy? Are you there, Draffy?
Yes,
How are you today, Draffy?
great today, but a little busy.
Busy. What are you doing today?
I need to board a calculator
Yeah.
and a present
Uh-huh.
calculator for the class
Yeah.
and present for my friend's birthday.
In your class where you use the calculator, is it like business mathematics or regular math or science?
Shape and time.
Yeah, because for our high school, if you had a calculator, it was for business studies, which wasn't really connected to mathematics. It was more a business class you could take, but every student needed a calculator because you had to add numbers, you know. Hmm. Okay, let's see. We have New is here. Hello, New. How are you? Is New
I'm good.
good? How was your day Saturday? Did you do anything interesting? Anything exciting?
No.
Regular day. Okay, that's fine. All right, so we have a lot of students. Fam just joined us as well. And Dot. Let's start with CC reading. Let's see if everyone is here and if it's okay. Let's see. I think we're okay. Yeah, so let's start with CC and I'll do the share screen. One moment, please. And here and here. Hello, Min. Min, you look cool. Min, is that a real hat or is that something AI or not AI, but CGI? All right, Cece, here you go. This is really good. Would you like to read for us?
Me?
Yeah.
Okay. One day, a group of 9 students from iSchool Nintong traveled to Hanoi capital explore the dinosaur museum. When they arrived, they were very surprised because the museum was bigger than their imaginations. They blended into the crowd to see and touch dinosaur skeletons. One male student told
Mm.
the skeletons here and can't move, and he's scared, so he dare not touch it.
Mm.
One another male student comforted her by telling her that it's really a skeleton. It cannot move. He felt more comfortable. The group had fun and continued their exploration.
Mhm.
Alex touched, "Hey everyone, look at that! A spatial dinosaur skeleton. It's one of the oldest skeletons in the world." Cece read, "Oh my God!" An historical document is very useful for our history lessons. The tallest boy, Martin, want to try some traditional food in Hanoi. My belly became hungry. We asked, "Can we try some food in there?" Everyone agreed in turn. When we were finishing, Tommy commented on the experience that day. "Today is very interesting. I had so much fun. Thanks for coming with me."
Nice work, Cece. That's a wonderful story. I really like so many parts of it. I like that he thought the skeletons could move. Cece, are there any museums in Vietnam where the skeletons can start moving?
Mm,
No,
Yeah, I don't know. Do you guys know it?
no, no, no,
Yeah,
no, 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 no,
like
no, no,
like
no, no,
robots
no,
and the
no, no, no.
skeletons, you know?
yes.
Cool. That would be kind of cool. Yeah. All right. Nice work, Cece. I really liked it. Let me save it. Save. And here we go. We'll stop that share. Okay. Let me see you guys. One moment. The next person I want to read is this beautiful forest. This is Pham or no, Hui. Hui, are you here today? Hui. Hui wrote 2 homework assignments about a beautiful forest. Does Huey use a different name? Is that Fook? Who is Hui? Hui maybe uses a different name under their mom's thing. All right, well, we'll wait for that on Hui. And let's see, we have Fook. Fook, this is interesting. Let's see what we have for Fook. Oh, Fook, Fook, are you there?
Yes.
Hey, Fook, this is really cool. This is a whole dialogue style. Later in the course, we're going to do dialogue in about 4 more lessons. So this is really cool that you did this all dialogue style. This is really interesting, Fook, because it's like you predicted that in 3 more lessons, we're going to do a style like this. Fook, would you like to read it?
Yeah.
Okay, let's try.
One day Jack told
Jack
So
told
Tom-
John. Yeah.
wait.
Do you want me to read it, Fook? So it's quick dialogue. It says, one day Jack told John at 7 p.m. This,
It's a bit.
oh, a mistake. This next, do you want this next morning or this next day?
I was writing one day Jack ran to John and told him
Yeah. At 7 p.m. this next evening or this next morning? What do you think, Fook? Evening, right?
let me read.
There you go. Okay, there you go.
One day Jack told Tom, at 7 p.m. this next evening, I have a special treat for you. We could play a lot of games at my house, and also my dad bought me a new laptop. We could play Roblox online together. Or then we could have a sleepover. That's cool. That is a cool advice. But I'm busy on Monday evening. So maybe another day or time? John replied. Wait,
Well, you want to separate it, Fook. It's interesting, Fook, you're seeing your own mistakes. That's one day.
I was copying his.
You're doing fine. Go ahead. One day, Jack ran into John.
I copied it wrong.
Yeah? Well, I just fixed it. It should be okay now. Fook, you're okay. Go ahead. One day, Jack ran into John and asked him, man, would you like to come to my house? How about Tuesday? Asked Jack. No, it's Danny's birthday, remember? Replied John. On Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday? Questioned Jack. But eventually, John was busy on all those days. Why don't you sacrifice 2 days to play? Responded John. No, that's not going to happen. How about in the morning? Now I know you don't like me. Fine, I'm going to spend my free time alone, shouted Jack. Then he walked home. The more he walked, the more sad he became, dragging his heavy self and hurt feelings. He thought, should I invite another friend? No, that is not a good idea. Wait, what did John tell me? Yes, the morning. At that moment, Jack's eyes shone because he was mad with excitement. And we'll do that, Fook. Fook, this is a great word. Shone. Shined is past tense is shone, right? So this is really good. He ran into his house and called
Yes.
John. Hey, Fook, do you want to end these? I'll put it in blue. Would you like to finish the story? John.
Yeah.
Okay. Are you there, Fook?
John shouted at me.
Yeah, John.
I
shouted.
read the blue.
Yeah, the blue one is best.
John shouted at Jack. I'm glad you have called me, replied John. So you told me that you have free time in the morning, right? Asked Jack. And how about Saturday morning? Asked Jack. That's a good idea. That is a good time to see you, answered John. John.
Yeah.
See you, replied Jack.
Very good. You got reply, Jack. You use so many good verbs in here, Fook. I'm really happy about this. The sun, the shone. You're using all these vivid verbs, all these really cool verbs. So nice work. You successfully did the homework, Mr. Fook. And it's a great story because it's about a misunderstanding between two friends, you guys. Nice
Sorry,
work.
teacher.
Yes, Hui.
I'm late.
Sure. Oh, Hui, I was just pulling your work up. Can you read your work for us? It's this like beautiful story with really good descriptives. I'm going to put yours in here. Hui, can you read it for us? I'll put it on the share screen. It's called A Forest, right? Which is really cool because I have a favorite song called A Forest by a British group called The Cure. It has all these beautiful images in the forest. All right, here you guys go. This is Hui. Can you read? I know you said, I'm sorry I joined late, but we're ready to go. Here you go, Hui.
In the dense forest,
the ancient oak tree towered with gnarled branches. Sunlight filtered through the leaves, casting shimmering patterns on the ground where wildflower bloom. A clear brook meandered, sparkling over smooth pebbles. The air was rich with pine and honeysuckle scents. Occasionally, a deer darted silently across the mossy floor. Above, a gentle breeze rustled the leaves and carried the distant call of a bird. Nature's beauty unfolded in this serene, tranquil heaven.
Nice work, Rui. Let's do some of Huey's verbs. We have towered means unbelievably tall. Sunlight filtered is the sunlight's coming in through the branches of the leaves. So filtered, it's like the green is filtering the sunlight in and out. Casting, like you cast shadows, you cast light. Wonderful. Wildflowers bloomed, meaning they opened up. A clear book meander. To meander is to go in a curvy line. It's not a straight line, so it's curving all over the place. Sparkling over smooth patties, like sparkling, right? Air was rich with pine and honeysuckle. A deer darted. You know, deer, they dart, they just jump really quickly. Gentle breeze rustled the leaves. Rustle is almost the sound that the leaves make. Carried the distant call of a bird. Nature's beauty unfolded, like you unfold a beautiful mystery or a napkin or a gift. Really nice. You have like 8 or 9 vivid verbs in there. So nice work, Louis. Really good. Really happy about that. All right, you guys, those are just 3 examples. So let's see. We'll have to start today's lesson, the main lesson, get right to that because it's kind of long, you guys. It's about vivid verbs. It's about vivid verbs, and vivid verbs are not easy. So let's see. Not vivid verbs. I'm sorry, active and passive verbs. Okay, so when I was looking at this, I thought this is a lot of stuff. So one moment, please. And we'll get to the vivid verbs. Not vivid, I keep calling it vivid, it's active verbs. All right, now this is gonna take some reading. We finished that. And we'll go to here. Hey, Mr. Min, do you like reading? Min, you're so happy tonight. Do you like reading, Min? Min with the blue hair. All right, Mr. Blue Hair, can you read this blue box then for us?
For this week, we will take a look at an important thing. We will also take your writing to a higher level. It is a little difficult to remember. Advice to you is to keep working at grammar action like this, and you will eventually find easier to understand it, like learning to play a piano or badminton. That way, some of you maybe have studied active and passive verbs in school already. They're important to use in writing.
Nice, Min. Good reading. All right. So we're going to study active and passive verbs today. And some of you will see this as soon as you see it. You'll say, I know what that is. All right. Is Kuwang here? Yeah. Kuwang. Hey, Kuwang, how are you today?
I'm fine.
Hey, Kuwang, can you read this part here that says usually?
Yes.
Okay.
The subject of a sentence does the action. The subject is who or what the sentence is about. Example, John planted a tree. John is the subject. He took action and planted a tree. This sentence are
an active verb. And John, the subject, does the action. So Kuwang, if I said Kuwang bought some candy, so it's an active verb because you are the subject, Kuwang, and you bought the candy. Okay, so that's action. You do some action. That's pretty easy, the action. All right, Cece, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Hey, Cece, can you read this part here?
What about this sentence? A tree was planted. There is no John here. The tree is the subject. Can the tree plant itself? Does the tree do the action? No, the tree receives the action from someone else, but we don't know who that person is. All we know is that a tree was planted. Okay, then this is called a passive verb. The subject does not do the action, it receives the action.
Yeah, nice work. All right, Cece, very good. And then let's see, Dreffy, are you there? Let's see, Mr.
Yes,
Dreffy.
yes.
Hey, Dreffy, can you read this blue part here?
Also, verbs are always two-part verbs. They always have a helping verb, am, is, was, be, or been, plus a main verb. Remember, a tree was planted. This makes it easier to see that it is passive verb. But be careful, sometimes am, is, be, been, or was is used and it is a special case. Here are two examples. Passive verb. Tony was called to the office. Active verb. Tony was calling for help. Do you see this part tense was is part of calling for help and Tony was doing the action. And this equal an active verb.
Yeah, so first one, passive. Tony was called to the office by the principal. Oh no, something serious, you guys. Tony was calling for help. He was calling the teacher for help. All right. Hey, Mr. Min, cool disguises. Let's go to Min. Are you there? Min with the disguises. How, Min, what are you doing? All right. How about Fam? Are you there, Fam?
Yes,
Hey, Fam, can you read from, we'll do a new blue box. Can you read this blue part here?
if you're confused about what is called an active verb and what is a passive verb, you can use this method where you ask yourself the questions, what is the subject and is the subject doing the action? If the answer to the second question is the subject doing the action is yes, then we have an active verb. If the answer is no, then it is a passive verb.
Yeah. So the subject is the person who's doing the action, but is the subject doing the action? No. Then we know it's a passive verb. Very good reading, Fam. I like your reading style. It's really good. Okay, so I'll read this as the teacher. Why are we learning all this in a writing class? Because sometimes you have to choose a passive verb when you write to get the writing to say exactly what you mean to say or express. Think of a situation where you do not know who did the action. You are describing a soccer game and you state, the goal was scored. We don't know who scored it, and the subject is the goal. Therefore, it is a passive verb situation. But most of the time, your writing will be clear with a subject and an active verb. Compare these two paragraphs. One uses mostly active verbs and the other uses mostly passive verbs. Identify which is which. Let's see, who joined? Tintin, did you join us? Tintin joined us and then I don't see him now. Tintin, I hope you're okay. Tintin from Germany. Tintin, are you there? No? All right, how about Dot? Hey, Dot, are you there?
Yes.
Hey, Dot, can you read this part here? I'll put it in blue.
Victor has been tackled by the fourth graders at Braxton Primary School. The old nature trail in the forest behind the school has been cleared out. Weeds were pulled by some students. Young trees were cut by others. The students are to be thanked for their hard work. Is this paragraph using active or passive verbs? Hence, did the Greeks pull themselves out? Impossible. Did the old nature tail clean itself out? Not possible. We can say confidently that most of the verbs in this paragraph are
Do you think active or passive? Let's ask. Hey, Tintin, you are there. Hey, Tintin, how are you? Tintin came back. Hey, Tintin, are you there? Oh, Tintin, hi, I can't because I'm on the tram. All right, Tintin, if you can hear me, that's fine. Thanks for joining us on the tram in Germany. That's kind of cool. How about New? Are you there, New?
Yes, I'm here.
New, do you see this? A job has been tackled. It was done. The old trail has been cleaned. Do you think these are active or passive?
Yes.
Remember, the action was done by somebody else to the subject. So big job is the subject here. Weeds are the subject here. Young trees are the subject here. But these were all done by somebody else, not directly. So do you think it's active or passive?
Is active.
Well, active, I would use active here. Do you see here in the next part? The fourth graders tackled a big job today. They cleared out because we can see the subject is directly doing all the action. So you guys, this one would be active. These are all active because the big job was done by the fourth graders. The old nature trail is the subject, but it was cleaned out by the fourth graders. The weeds are the subject here, but they were pulled out by the students. So the subject received the action here. The nature trail received the action here. The big toe. So the key word is it received the action by somebody else, right? But if you look here, Mr. Mint, are you there with your secret disguise? Amen.
No.
Can you read part 2 for the fourth graders at Braxton Primary School?
The fourth grader at Braxton Primary School take a big job today. They clear out the old nature trail in the forest behind the school. Some students pull well, others cut young trees. We thank the students for their hard work.
Yeah. Hey, man, do you think these are active or passive? What do you think? All these verbs. They tackled a big job. They cleared out. Some students pulled weeds, cut, thank, direct. Passive or active? What do you think, Mr. Min? Min, are you asking for some help? It's a big challenge.
Passive.
Passive, well, that passive were these ones here. Oh my gosh, you guys, I wrote the wrong word. Passive is here. Teacher made a mistake. Passive is here. So Min, this one here is active. They're active because do you see the fourth graders are the subject here and they tackled the job. The fourth graders are they cleared out. So do you see this is direct? So these are active verbs here. Okay, sorry about that mistake up here, you guys. You probably say, what, teacher? All right, let's try an exercise together. We'll try some more people. Let's go back to Kuang. Are you there?
Yes.
Kuang, do you see this first sentence? Joe was glad to pull the weeds. So what is the subject there? What is this? Who is the sentence about? Who are they talking about? It's a guy's name. There's a hint. It's a boy's name. Do you see it? It's like your story. You had Jack and John in your story. The subject here is Joe. So we're talking about Joe. And remember, we use this was, it says, when we were up here, it said, be careful. Sometimes the was, it says, but be careful. Sometimes was are a special case. And so it becomes act. Tony was calling for help. So if we go here, let's go back down here. Joe was glad to pull the weeds. And this is pretty direct. Joe is pulling the weeds. So Kuang, do you think that's active or passive? Like the question is, who's doing the action?
No.
Okay, let's try. Cece, do you see it here? We have Joe was glad to pull the weeds. Who is the subject there, Cece? So Cece, who is the action there? The subject.
I don't know.
Well, subject is who the sentence is talking about. So do we see this guy's name?
Joe?
Yeah. And so he feels happy. So this is one of the strange cases. It looks like it's passive, but it's how he's feeling because he pulled the weeds. So they put a little bit of like he's happy, he was happy because he pulled the weeds. So what do you think? Is this active or passive, Cece? Like hint, is it showing somebody doing action? So it's not easy. Sometimes I make mistakes on the CC. CC, should I give you the answer? Okay, it's active CC because he does the action, this guy named Joe. He performs the action, he's the subject, and he does the action to the weeds. He pulls the weeds, right? Now, if you say the weeds were pulling by Joe, we're talking about the weeds, then it becomes opposite reversed. It becomes a passive thing because the weeds were pulling by Joe, and the key word there is by, by. Then you know you've got a passive situation. All right, let's try one with Hui. Are you there, Hui?
Yes.
Hey, Hui, do you see this one? Dandelions have very long roots. It's a little more difficult.
Mhm.
Here's a hint there for you, Hui.
Mm.
Oh, this should be all summer. All summer. So I gave you a hint there. Do you see that, Hui? Action.
Yes.
Okay, so if I say action, what do you think? Passive or active?
Mm.
Do you see that word action? That should give you a hint.
Um.
Active, yeah. So Joe was glad to pull the weeds. That's active. Dandelions have long roots. That's also active. But let's go to this next one here. Now, this one is kind of easy to see. I'm going to give it to Pham. Are you there, Pham?
Yes.
Pham, do you see this one? Can you read this? The pile of weeds.
The pile of weeds was carted away.
Yeah. Pham, do we know who carted them away? Who took the weeds away? Weeds are like cut grass, old grass. That's like ugly grass.
No.
No. So do you think it's passive or active? Like somebody else did the work. So we have pile of weeds are the subject. We're talking about weeds, which are bad plants in your mom's garden. And they received the action from somebody else. So in that case, you guys, it's passive. It's passive. Keyword was carted away means somebody took all of the weeds and took them away. All right, let's try one more. Let's go to Nu. Are you there, Nu?
Yes, I'm here.
Nu, do you see this one? The trail was opened the next way. Do we know who opened the trail?
Um, yes.
Do we see like the trail was open the next day by the park manager? But we don't see that, so we don't really know who opened the hiking trail. Just we know that the trail received the action, and the action is it was open. So the subject is trail, and the action was done to the trail, but we don't know who the person is. So we're gonna say, you guys, this one is passive. It's a passive one. Okay, so we have active, active, passive, passive. Okay. Now let me give you this quick observation. Did you guys notice that there are some nice, more complicated descriptive verbs or vivid verbs, your homework from last week? In all of these examples, the textbook I use to create the lesson is very good about building and building upon your skills unit by unit. So they review a lot. So if you look at the vivid verbs, carted away, you could say the pile of weeds was taken away, but they said it was carted away. So then we know they're using a cart, and I'll show you that one. Pulling the weeds, that's kind of basic. Have is kind of basic. So carted away is very good. All right, so for example, you guys, these are weeds. Weeds are wild plants that you don't want in your mom's garden. So pulling weeds means pulling up wild plants that you do not want in your garden. Also, the word is cart is usually a noun, but in the example above it states the pile of weeds was carted away. Kind of an interesting verb use. Take a noun, which is cart, and it's a thing. Carted is the past tense to cart. Here's a wheelbarrow or cart, and you can see this is a wheelbarrow. And so they use the children are being wheelbarrowed around. So wheelbarrow is a thing, and the children are being wheelbarrowed around. And I asked ChatGPT this question. I said, can you write someone was wheelbarrowed around the backyard or the garden? Because I was trying to find an exciting, interesting, vivid verb. And ChatGPT said, yeah, it's okay to write that. The children were wheelbarrowed around by their mom and dad. Okay. Okay, so for homework time, this is kind of challenging homework, you guys. Can you write 2 paragraphs, only 5 sentences each, so you won't be hit with too much difficult homework? In the first paragraph, start with all active verbs. Here's an example. Let's go back to Mr. Min. Hey, Mr. Min. Are you getting sleepy, Mr. Min? Did you have an active day, Mr. Min? Hey, Min, can you read this one here? My brother and I.
My brother and I went to Hanoi the other day. We saw a lot of famous buildings. We bought some t-shirts with Hanoi picture on them. When the weather got really hot, we changed out our own shirt to the new t-shirt and we went home. We had a really great time in Hanoi.
Hanoi. All right, so very good, men. Do you guys see that my brother and I are the subject? We went to Hanoi. It's direct, it's action. We saw, that's an action. We bought, that's an action. So all of these are active verbs. The subject directly does the action. The weather got hot, changed our old shirts, felt cooler, had a great time. It's all very easy to see that those are active direct verbs. Very easy. Next, passive verbs though. Passive verbs change everything. Let's go back to Hui. Hey Hui, do you see this becomes passive verbs now? And they make the story more interesting. Can you read the red there, Hui?
Hanoi was visited by my brother and me the other day. A lot of famous buildings were seen by us. Some t-shirts with Hanoi pictures on them were bought. When the weather got really hot, our old shirts were changed into the new t-shirts and we felt cooler. A really great time was had in Hanoi.
Yeah, so I underlined all of the red passive verb, passive verb, passive verb, passive verb. You can see it's like was visited, were seen, were bought, were changed, was held. They're beautiful passive verbs because they're just so easy to see. So listen, we have enough time, you guys. Let's start with an active verb story. Cece, you tell amazing stories if you're there. Cece, would you like to help us get started with 5 sentences in active where you directly do the verb action? Like my sister and I bought ice cream because the weather was really hot. So let's see if Cece is there. Hey, Cece, are you there? I don't see CC. Are you there, CC? Oh no, where's CC? How about Draffy? Draffy, are you there? Draffy, are you there?
Yes, yes,
Okay, there's Draffy. Draffy, can you start
yes.
a paragraph for me? Tell a story about something interesting that happened.
Active verbs.
Yeah, using active verbs like direct, like yesterday, my mom and I bought some food for a party. Anything that's happened in like the last 3 days.
Okay.
So
Active verb. Hmm. It's hard to have a
well, you could just describe us.
example.
Well, go ahead. Just tell me a story and I'll write 5 sentences.
Hmm. Hmm.
Anything is interesting to you lately.
Someone stole my bike.
Someone stole my bag. Okay. Something crazy happened the other day. Someone, and that's the subject, stole. What kind of bag was it? School bag or sports bag or? Did you say bag or bike, Draffy?
Bike.
Oh, your bike. Okay, that's terrible. Is stealing bikes a problem in Vietnam? All right, nice. Did you contact the police, Draffy? Like, did you tell the police about it, Draffy? Hello, Draffy, are you there?
What?
Draffy, someone stole your bike, and then what happened next?
I don't.
Is it a true story, Draffy? Is this a true story?
No.
Okay, so let me help you. You could say, my mom told me to call the police. The police came to our house. They looked kind of scary. However, when I began talking to the woman, police officer, she made me feel relaxed.
Terrible.
Terrible? Why? Oh no. Why?
Because I like that.
Okay, you like that, all right. Even though Draffy, even though she was helping me, she had a mean look on her face. Like she enjoys punishing kids whose bicycles are stolen. What do you think, Draffy? Okay, now Draffy, I'm gonna take what you've written here and I'm going to put it into ChatGPT to change all of it to passive verbs. Okay, you guys? Now, try not to do this on your homework, but sometimes I have to do this because, so just to get it perfect, I have to use ChatGPT, you guys. So I go to ChatGPT, and there's the Hanoi story. And let me do a new one. Hey, is it going to be nice? All right, next one. Next story. Here we go. Okay. Can you please, I write to ChatGPT, I always use nice language. Can you please change the verbs in this paragraph all to passive verb phrases? Let's try that. Okay, now I paste it, and let's see what ChatGPT says, you guys. All right, this is pretty good. Hey, Draffy, are you still there? Mr. Draffy.
Yes?
Draffy, can you read the new passive one? This is from ChatGPT.
Okay. Something crazy was happening since the other day. My bike was stolen by someone. I was told by my mom to call the police. The police were called to our house. They looked kind of scary. However, when the woman police officer was spoken to by me, I was made to feel terrible, even though help was given to me. A mean look was had on her face like punishing a kid whose bicycle was stolen is insured by her.
Oh my God, they changed it a little bit by putting it in the passive voice, you guys. By putting that in the passive voice, it looked like she enjoyed, getting kids into trouble. Wow, that's a really weird change when you put it into passive voice, you guys. Do you see how that changes everything? Let's look at the two stories side by side. So there's Draffy's original story, you guys. And then here, the first one, remember, the first one is let me put that here. It's all active verbs, meaning subject does direct action on something. Number two, all passive voice, passive verbs, meaning the action was done or experienced by somebody. Okay, so I'm going to read them one more time because they're really great examples. We have, here, let's separate this a little. Something crazy happened the other day. Someone stole my bike. My mom told me to call the police. The police came to our house. They looked kind of scary. However, when I began talking to the woman police officer, she made me feel terrible. Even though she was helping me, she had a mean look on her face, like she enjoys punishing kids whose bicycles are stolen. Oh my gosh. Let's go to Min. Hey, Mr. Min. Can you read for us again? This is the passive voice now.
Some crazy was experienced by other day. My bike was stolen by someone. I was told by my mom to call the police. The police were come to our house. They looked fine and scary. However, when a woman police officer was spoke to me, I was made to feel terrible. Even to her was giving to me a mean look was had on her face like pushing. It was bicycle I stolen enjoyed by her.
Nice. Very good, Min. Beautiful reading, Min. So do you guys see this first one? It's good. It's a good story. You could give this to your teacher and it's, it's good work. It's very direct. You would pass, you would get a B grade or something. The teacher would like this. But if you look at this, you guys, this is much more sophisticated, much more complicated, much more interesting. Something crazy was experienced the other day. My bike was stolen by someone. It gives this feeling of mystery, you guys. So if you can go into the passive voice, it's really good. Now you noticed I used ChatGPT. If you guys promise, if you're good students, if you do the first one in active and you try your best to write 5 or 7 sentences, you could copy and paste them back into ChatGPT and get these wonderful passive voice, passive verbs that I think are really good. Yeah. Let's go to Hui. Hui, are you there?
Yes.
Hui, would you like to try a story? I can write 5 sentences of anything that happened to you recently.
I
Okay. Here we go. And this will be mostly active verbs because those feel most natural for you guys to write. It could be anything, Hui. You know, something so basic like, I went to the supermarket with my grandmother. Vegetables were a little more expensive this week. So for example, Hui, what did you do yesterday, Friday?
I went. Oh, I went to school on.
Okay, so you start here, Hui. Yesterday was Friday, and I am back at school. Did you start school recently, Hui?
Yeah,
Was it easy to wake up in the morning or a little difficult?
a little difficult.
It was a little difficult to wake up early because in summer you don't have to wake up early, Hui. What do you think? I'll write this if you agree with it or not, Hui.
Yes, I agree.
Okay. Did you feel sleepy in class?
A little,
Yeah.
a little.
I was a little sleepy in class. Do you think the other students were
Yes.
sleepy? Yeah. Did the teacher tell everybody to have more energy or wake up?
Yes, like that.
Teacher could see we were all a little tired. Is it a male teacher or a female, lady or a man?
Female.
And she told us we should try to be a little more energetic. There's a good word for you, Hui. What do you do if you need more energy? Do you eat something or? The best way for me to be energetic is what?
So have fun when break time.
Okay. Is to look forward to. All right, nice. Hui, can you read it? Because I think it's a really good paragraph.
Yeah, yesterday was Friday and I'm back at school. It was a little difficult to wake up early because in summer I do not have to wake up so early. I was a little sleepy in class too. The other students seemed to be sleepy too. The teacher could see we were all a little tired and she told us we should try to be a little more energetic. The best way for me to be energetic is to look forward a good break time and then to enjoy that time off as best as I can.
Yeah, nice reading, Hui. I have to put that to a good break time. I'm gonna take away one of these twos. There are too many twos. So I was a little tired and sleepy in class. The other students seemed to be sleepy too. Hui, did you notice I like to use a mix of short sentences and long sentences? So I'm going to teach this to you guys in the coming weeks, how to do that, how to do short sentences and long sentences. All right, Hui, this is all direct action. Now what I want to do is I'm going to put your story into the Chat GPT, and we're going to change this all to passive voice. So could you change these active verb phrases into passive verb phrases? And then we have to put what we want. That's a Hui story. So we paste it. Oh, you guys, I'm sorry. I didn't show you ChatGPT that I'm doing that. So here's ChatGPT. Okay, so my question, could you change these active verb phrases into passive verb phrases? And then here we go. I have to put quotations because it's Hui's story. And there it is. With ChatGPT, sometimes it's good to use quotes, you guys, because then it knows that that's not part of the original question. Okay, looking good, looking good. But sometimes when it changes to active voice, you guys, it sounds a little weird, right? And then I'll just put this here. These are all passive voice. Copy. And let's go back to Hui's story here. And we are in this here. And there we go. Okay, so there's Hui's story from a few minutes ago. And I take this out and I paste this in here. Paste, 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 paste. All right. Let's try this. Hey, Pham, are you there?
Yes.
Hi, Pham. How are you? How are you doing? Is Pham there? Pham, are you there?
Yes.
Can you read this part here? It's the new style with the passive style.
Yesterday was Friday and school has been returned to by me. It was found to be a little difficult for me to wake up early because in summer, waking up so early is not reward of me. A little sleepiness was felt by me in class. Sleepiness seemed to be felt by the other students too. We were all seen to be a little tired by the teacher, and we were told by her that more energy should be tried for by us. The best way for energy to be found by me is to look forward to a good break time and then to enjoy that time off as best as if it can be enjoyed.
Yeah, do you know what's kind of weird about this, Pham? Is sometimes ChatGPT does some really weird phrasing. The first example was really good by ChatGPT, but this is really weird, you guys. Yesterday was Friday and school has been returned to by me. That sounds so weird. I wouldn't use that, you guys. That just sounds like they returned you the school, like they gave you the school as a gift or a birthday present. So you guys be very careful when you use ChatGPT. I'm gonna change this. Yesterday was Friday and school has been my same old routine. All right, has been returned to by me. No, it has become. I'm going to change has become my same old routine. Sounds kind of cooler, like you did the same thing before summer vacation. It was found to be a little bit difficult for me. Let's check this. Waking up so early was found to be a little bit difficult for me because in summer, waking up so early is not required. and I'm going to take this, just is not required. A little sleepiness was felt by me in class. A little sleepiness. You guys, how about this? A little sleepiness visited me in class. Sleepiness seemed to be felt by the other students. Sleepiness seemed to be the same situation, the same feeling by the other students too. We were all seen to be a little tired by the teacher. That's pretty good actually, you guys, this one here. This sounds like British English though. Some of you study British English. We were all seen to be a little tired by the teacher. That's like classic British phrasing. It's okay actually, I like it. And we are told by her that more energy should be tried for it. More energy should be a small goal we should try for in our first week. That sounds more, you know, the best way for energy to be found by me. Oh, that sounds terrible, you guys. The best way for energy to be the best way for energy to flow into me is to look forward to a good break time and then to enjoy that time off as best as it can be enjoyed. Okay, so this sounds much better. Sounds much better. Hey, Min with that cool alien eyes and that sky cap. Hey, Min will say, hey, your head is in the cloud, Min. You're dreaming, Min. Hey, Min, can you read this? This is the better version.
Yesterday was Friday, and school had become my same old routine. Waking up so early was found to be a little difficult for me because in summer, waking up so early is not required. But little sleep times visit me in class. Sleep times seem to the same feeling my other students too. We were all seen to be a little tired by the teacher, and we were taught by her that more energy to be a small goal we should strive for in our first week back at school. The best way for energy to flow me is look forward to a good break time and learn to enjoy that time at best, and it can be enjoyed.
Nice reading, Min. Hey, Fook, how are you? Good to see you back. Mr. Fook, how are you?
I'm fine.
Fine. Hey, Fook, so do you see that when we write the active verbs, they kind of have their own power here? These are active. They're really direct, right? And then, Fook, when we change it to this passive, it becomes more complicated, but sometimes more interesting. So for this kind of writing, Fook, I would say stay with this one here. And this one was a little bit more challenging. I'm not sure if I really like it, okay? So you guys, I'll tell you what, for your homework, we're gonna write 2 paragraphs, like 5 sentences and 5 sentences. For your homework, just describe something that happened this past week. It's okay to use the past tense, like I was a little sleepy in class. The other students seemed to be sleepy. The teacher could see. These are all past tense because it already happened. And then it's okay to use ChatGPT or AI search to change into the passive voice. But when you send your homework, I'll check to see if that passive voice sounds good or if the AI did a really bad job on it, right, you guys? So this is kind of like an experiment because passive voice is very difficult to write all passive voice verbs in one paragraph. So I want you to have a little help from ChatGPT. It's okay to use, you guys. But make sure the original story, the first 5 sentences, are your own story that you wrote yourself, okay? Because if you don't, you might become a zombie like Min. Okay, so any questions, you guys? The homework, 5 sentences active, 5 sentences passive, same paragraphs, but one is in active and one is in passive. And the easy part is the second one, number 2, the passive style, that can come from AI, from ChatGPT or Google AI. Do you guys understand that then? Let me ask Cece, do you understand, Cece? How about Kuang? Are you there? Cece
Yes,
and
teacher.
yeah. So Fook said to Tintin, that's a crazy hoppy. What does that mean, Fook? It's a crazy hoppy. All right. He's on a tram in Germany, you guys. Okay. Let's just do as our last thing here. Let me just, since Tintin was on a tram, you guys, let me go to these pictures here of here I'm all right. That's my hometown, Chicago, you guys. In summer, it's really beautiful. Now, Cece, you probably know this. This is a tram in Germany, a street tram. It's called Streetbahn or something like this. And these are really nice in Germany. So when Tintin says he's on a tram, it could be that he's on one of these. Cece, did you try one of these when you went to Germany?
Yes, teacher. I will try.
Was it fun?
I will.
Yeah. Do you know, some German cities sell these to the city of Hiroshima and they bring them to this big yard for street trains, but they didn't paint them new colors yet. So you can actually see the old German on the old trains. It's kind of funny that you see these German, because they're made in Germany, and they send them to Japan because they're really high quality. So for this one, we actually have this one with the same colors in Hiroshima. They're fun to use trams. Do they have trams in Vietnamese cities? Phuc, do they have these in Vietnam cities?
No, I don't think so.
Would you like to try one of these?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm laughing at these. They used to have these in my hometown, Chicago. And in college, I had a crazy girlfriend, and her father was a rich lawyer. But when he was 22 years old, he came back from fighting the Japanese in World War II, and his rich friend had an Italian sports car or an English sports car, and he let my girlfriend's father drive it, and Fuki crashed into one of these trains, and he had to pay back all the money for the car, and he had to work all summer, and then he had to wait until he went to lawyer school. So his mother and father were really angry with him that he made such a terrible mistake. He lost control of this beautiful sports car, and it crashed into the side of one of these heavy trains, and the car was completely destroyed. So yeah, that was a famous lawyer in Chicago, you guys. Okay, so I'll put the today's lesson in the Zalo thing so you can see, because passive and active verbs, they're not easy to do, you guys. So if you say, I was kind of confused, that's fine. My advice to you is you just keep using them over and over. You'll get to understand how they're used. To tell you the truth, in speaking, most people use active verbs all the time. It's when you do advanced writing that you have to start using the passive verbs, which becomes more challenging. Okay, I'm going to say goodbye to you guys. Thank you so much, Phuc. And bye-bye, Mr. Min, for all your reading. You guys did a nice job. Bye-bye to CC and Dot and Draffy and
Goodbye, teacher.
bye-bye, Hui. Good
Goodbye.
work. Bye-bye.
Goodbye, teacher.
Very much, Phuc. Bye-bye, Kwong. And bye-bye,
Goodbye,
Min.
teacher.
Bye-bye, Tintin. Bye-bye, New. We see you guys.
Good night.
Good night, everyone. See you, Mr. Min.